everyone. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
My name is Felicia.
I'm Joe.
And I'm Benjamin.
Welcome to the first episode of our humble podcast from some of the members of Property LXV.
We aim to bring you our sincere honest sharings from our individual real estate journey.
So, Felicia, I heard you are turning 35 this year.
This year, not next year, meh? Oh yeah, it's this year. This is 2025, right? It's a new year. Yes, I'm turning 35 this year.
So, have you bought a HDB for yourself also?
Hey, she bought something some time back lah. You don't know meh?
Huh?
If you know, you know.
I don't know. What is it? You don't know meh?
Huh?
I actually bought mine about 7 years ago. So that was in 2018. I bought because singles, right? That time, so if you are below 35, you're not eligible to buy any HDB resale or even HDB BTO. So what I've gotten was actually a private condo. I'm thankful for that. But there was a bit of story in terms of the purchasing of the house.
说来听听.
I'm not sure if you're already in the industry then, but I think if you remember 6th of July 2018, that night was the round of cooling measures from the government. If you guys remember, there was over 1,000 units sold at that night.
Wow.
Yes, because of the reactions to the cooling measures. Okay, so just to recap, what really happened was actually like the loan to value was lowered from 80% to 75%, and there was also introduction of ABSDs. So for Singaporean buying the second residential property, there was another increase of about 5%. So for PRs, there was also an increase in the ABSD as well as the foreigners. Of course, it's not as high as the current environment right now because that was in 2018. But because once there's cooling measures, people are just FOMO, they're just afraid, they just want to chiong and go and buy something, which is very typical Singaporeans also lah, huh? And for those people who are staying in Singapore long enough, I guess everybody kind of react just like Singaporeans. So you will really just chiong and buy something.
So do you regret it?
To be frank, I think that time I was really saving up to buy something, and I did put in a EOI for that development. It's just that I didn't expect it to be brought forward. So it's supposed to be launched I think another week or 2 weeks later, but it launched on 6th of July. And I remember I was still in the car, I just reached home. So my friend called and say, hey, now they just opened the booking of the units. You want to come down or not? I say, yeah, just chill lah. Then they were like, it's long queue already all the way to the show flat outside. 你快点来呀，几点了? Then I just okay. So after that, right, then I realized that, it suddenly just sank in okay, what's the cooling measures? I need to go and Google first whether does it really affect me as well at that time. So actually for first timers, the main cooling measure was they actually just dropped the loan to value from 80% to 75%. So I was punching in my calculator, the 5%, how much
Cash,
is it?
right?
How much cash?
That means you need
Additional
to
cash
pay
I need to top up.
5% more.
If I were to buy after the cooling night, because that's where they introduced the cooling measures. I think it was evening 6 to 8 p.m. that kind of period. But now government is very smart, so they will tend to introduce closer to midnight, where you don't even have time to react accordingly because you're still in your pajamas and everything, right? Nobody can chong out and queue because everybody is just going to sleep. Yeah, at that point of time. I remember one of my friend is also he did put in an EOI also for the same development. So when I called him, he was like, hey, I'm having a meeting. Then how? Then we say, okay, never mind, faster, just go and chong down and see how it is. Then he said, but I don't know where to go. Should I go to this project A or should I go to project B? So we were literally at a crossroads.
Buy both.
Buy both 没有这样多钱. So then after that, when we tend to compare the per square foot and everything, then we say, okay, why not? I think it's good that we go for this project.
All in a short span of time?
All in a short span of time, but I think we did plan throughout the years, to save up for your 5%, your 15%, etc. So it's if we were to miss this again, I have to fork out additional 5% on top of the new price, etc. So I think it's just whether we want to take that kind of gamble. And because it happens so fast, nobody really knows what is going to happen. So when I reach, right, we have like all the cars parking outside illegally. Then I still can think, should I find a multi-story car park or like park at the roadside? Then my friend, 那个不是重点, just go and find a parking space. Then I'm like, okay. So after that, then I feel very calm, like just go and chill. I remember I didn't even tell my mom like where I was going or whatever. I just like, oh, okay, I need to go out for an appointment. Then we just go. Then once I reach, I park. Then I say, wow. 逍遥, the queue is so long. It's like the development, right? 它已经排到那个 entrance 外面, and it's like snake queue lah. Then I was like, wow, this one don't know need to queue how long, and I don't know whether I can get the unit that I want. But to be frank, we also do not know what was the prices because it was not released yet. So it's more of like, okay, you see like long queue, it's just like how Singaporeans will queue for bubble tea lah, you queue for all the so-called famous food and everything, right?
Or even 4D.
Yes, or even 4D. But this is not 4D. This is like legit, you want to buy a property. Yeah, so then I was like, okay, never mind, I'll just join the queue. Then after that, we see what's the price release and we see where it goes. Then I think at that point, my friend was still like in a meeting or appointment. And then he like, hey, wait for me. And then I chong down and like get all the kampong to come down, that kind of thing. So we said, oh, okay. So when we started queuing, I think it was really a long queue lah. People were queuing at the door. So it reminded me of like the Bedok residences, that kind when it first launched, where people were just queuing outside the development. Back then I wasn't an agent. Back then I was helping agent to queue for the project development.
Oh, there's such a job.
Yeah, the time when I was in poly lah.
Oh.
So they paid you, but they want you to choke the place in front and then like to get a queue, right? So I think that night it was just very chaotic. It was
So you
just
had to queue overnight?
No, we actually have to stop the sales before 12 midnight. So I managed to get my unit about close to about 11 plus.
Wow.
Yes, correct. But I think at that point of time when you want to buy, right, it's like, should I really buy this? Like, should I like buy something else? Like, is this the right decision? Because when you're an agent, right, and then you're a buyer, you will tend to compare your own stats. Like, is this a good buy or not? How much do you think I'm going to exit like a few years down the road? If I'm going to rent out, how much is it? Of course, you already studied everything pre-hand, but because you are thrown into that kind of like situation where it's beyond your control, like it's just suddenly, okay, open for booking. Then everybody it's just very chaotic. Like the whole situation was just very chaotic. So I was like, well, I don't know if it's a FOMO effect that I'm buying into, or
Peer
like
pressure?
peer pressure, or like, you know, like people are just buying for the sake of buying. And that time, because it was sort of new high like, at that point of time, because you don't have any upcoming new launches in that vicinity. So of course when you buy, you're also scared. Wow, like there's no other people to push your prices up. Are you sure next time you're going to exit properly, that kind of thing. So even as an agent then even with my friend coming in wanting to buy, I have so many questions in my mind like, wow, I'm not sure if this is the right decision. I'm not sure if it's the right price. So because when we went in and put in EOI, the price quoted was slightly higher, like 2,000 over per square foot.
Oh, wow.
So like for that price, I could probably only get like a 2-bed, 1-bath. Like so I was pretty conditioned to enter at that kind of like unit type 2-bed, 1-bath at this price. Yes, but because that night, I think everybody was just caught off guard. So I actually, within the same budget, I can actually bump up to 2-bed, 2-bath plus study.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so being typical Singaporean, of course, I'll get the biggest unit. And I mean, because as real estate agents, we also know, of course, if you can, you just get the bigger unit type.
Right.
So it's easier to, you know, like to rent out because you have more pool of tenants, more options, or more buyers kind. Yeah, so after that, I said, okay, then even my friend who said, oh, initially they were looking at 2+ study, but they could bump it up to a 3-bedder. So it was at that point of time. But his fiance, his family members haven't even seen the show flat. Only he has seen the show flat. So when he buy, he also stand beside me and say, hey, you think this one good buy or not? Then I was like, wow, like you know, I don't have a crystal ball. Like, I mean, for agents, I think everybody wants our customers to really earn money, your friends to earn money, right? I mean, you yourself also want to earn money, but we cannot guarantee you like how much you will earn. You probably will earn, but you do not know how much you earn lah. Yes, correct. And at that point of time, his mom was saying, there's no more land parcels. Next time, how you're going to exit? The nearby surrounding only this price. Then I was thinking like, yeah. Then after that, my friend, hey, you agent. You don't suddenly become buyer. Like, you need to be a bit stronger. Then I say, yeah. Because back then, you don't have so many apps. You don't have like, those statistics app where you can just straight away go in and things like that. That time was really based on what you bring it up from square foot or whatsoever. Like the sales kit is not as real time as now. Yeah, so that's why we were like, okay. Then like, say it is a new high leh. You sure or not? Can guarantee make money? I say, well, I cannot guarantee you will make how much lah, but I feel that we will make money. Yeah, then they say, oh, should we go to the other development to queue? Then I say, of all the developments that was being launched that night, this is by far the more like value buy, more value for money, because it's like city fringe, and then you're paying just slightly a little bit more than the other developments, then why not? So my friend only said something, you buy right? I also buy. Then I say, wow, 你不要这样 stress 我嘞。Later if never make money, then wow, I really GG. But of course when we enter, like, no lah, confirm can make money. It's just like how much money we want to make. Yeah, so I think it sometimes really happens to real estate agents also. As much as when we're telling like our clients to buy, then your clients also suddenly tell like, hey Ben, 可不可以买? Then you also will be like, maybe you were very旁观者清啦, yes, but because maybe you were very confident at that point of time, but suddenly that kind of question just throw you off guard. Especially when you yourself are buying and you are also an agent, because sometimes we have so many information and we are overloaded, right? We want the best out of everything, but for consumers it's like they trust you based on your stats, based on everything what you have explained. But for us, because we know even more things, like we have access to more real-time information, etc., we tend to be, I think, overthink at times lah. But whether I regret it, no lah, at least now I think it's good. It's a good buy. Because back then it was 20% down payment. But right now for singles or even for like somebody individual buying just under one name, it will be loan to value is 75%. So it will mean that you need to put down 25% of the property purchase price, excluding the stamp duties. So actually it's, even if it's the same price of the property purchase, right, it's a bit more like you are required to have more down payment lah. Yeah, so that was something that I was also thinking, like, do I really want to like wait another year? I need to save up more money. Then I'm forever chasing the price.
Right.
It's a bit difficult lah. I feel like it's like, okay, at that point of time, you just feel that it's the time to do it. And then you just, the timing. Right, because real estate, when you want to report income tax, it's also about the commission coming in for that year, the received, not receivable. So a lot of things like needs to be in place. So I feel that, okay lah, whether is it 2 bed 1 bath, I think I would also go for 2 bed 1 bath. If the price if there is no cooling measure and we were to book like the 1 or 2 weeks later, I think I would still have gone for it lah.
How much do you earn from the property?
My current market valuation should be about 1.75 to about 1.78. Thereabout lah, based on the SRX value, not sponsored. Yeah, but because usually I will track like all my clients as well as my own properties, like what's the price now, whether is it a good time to let go, etc. Yeah, so if I'm solid at market valuation about 1.75 thereabout, I bought it about 1.28.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So when you see it like that, of course, you make quite a fair bit of money, but I think it's also about getting the next property, like, because you probably need to top up the prices that we have gotten.
A replacement, you mean?
Yes, a replacement unit. So probably you won't see 1,700, 1,800 right now in the current property market in Singapore. Yeah, so probably you top up money, where to go, that will be the next option lah.
So the way I hear from you, it's not really so much of a FOMO. You have really done your homework. So it's only at that point in time, it's like you are thrown into making a decision, right?
Yes, I think that decision is the most expensive decision you've ever made. But you have to make it within such a short period of time. Like 15-20 minutes when it's certain, like, okay, do you want, what unit do you want? The price. And then suddenly you just like blank. So I think it was just at that point of time lah.
So in terms of PSF and also in terms of the absolute quantum, which one would you actually go for? Is it both or just one?
You mean at that point of time?
At that point in time.
I think it was more towards the quantum.
So which is more palatable to you versus the PSF, right?
More affordability.
Yeah, I think
in
it's
that
more
sense.
towards affordability.
Affordability,
Yeah, like within 1.3, you can probably get this kind of like bedroom type. But of course, the per square foot does plays a part lah. Yeah, because you were conditioned like so well, like was conditioned very well by my friend, like it's gonna be like 2,000 plus per square foot. Then when it was launched, it was like 1,007, 1,008. Then you be like, wow, chiong
Thank you.
ah, you know?
How
Yeah.
to find this kind of price now?
Now don't have. Now really don't have. But because at that point, right, you bought at a new high. Because the nearby surrounding was just transacting at 1,004, 1,005. Then you'll be thinking, wow, siao, why I go and buy at this kind of price? You know, but it's like real estate, of course, we understand the prices will be always on the upward trend. But how much, that's also something that we are also not very like we can't predict, or rather we can't guarantee lah. We know it's going to be upwards, but we are not sure how much.
Yeah, we don't have
Yeah.
a crystal ball.
Yeah, so I can't guarantee like how much, but I know it will make money, but it's just like how much. Yeah, so I think that's the calculated risk lah that we're entering into. But you know, sometimes it's also after you buy, right? Then when you talk to your friends, then your friends will either you have the good cam or the bad cam. So the good cam will say, wow, it's good. So you finally committed to a property and things like that. But the bad one will say, wow, so expensive ah. You're there to buy ah. You know, it's really both sides of cam. Yeah, so I think you just need to be really confident of your own decision. But I think by then we were just too tired because after everything ends, I think we reached home by about 4 a.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So while waiting for the paperwork and everything, my client went back to work even like after 4 a.m. Then he just went back like 6, 7 a.m. Then I say, okay, we will just deliver the option like later that night because I'm not even sure what time the option will be delivered. But of course, I think for singles, that was a lot of money at that point of time, and instantly you feel a little bit poor over that night. Yeah, because like there's a significant drop in terms of your bank account.
True.
Yeah, so I think that was one of the factors, but it kind of pushed you into working even harder lah. Because once you have commit to something, I think you will tend to work even harder.
Thank you, Felicia, for sharing with us your insightful property journey.
Welcome.
If you find this sharing insightful, do subscribe to us for more upcoming content.
Do also PM us and comment what topics you would like to hear from us. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. See you next time.
Bye.